Yeah, first card that came up was the Eight of Cups reversed, leaving attachments. This card tells me that I can't really see if somebody's actually moving because I don't see a moving card. And I know what the moving card looks like, and this isn't it. But it looks like someone is preparing to leave, to go somewhere. And in the process of doing that, they're handling things that have memories, that bring back feelings and stuff like that. And so that this is what this shows me this. It looks like somebody is preparing to leave either a situation or a location. And it's all about, because cups is love. When this card is in its regular thing, this person has basically piled up all the cups, so they've done all the processing of what reasons to leave and stay. And in this picture, as you can see, they've decided to go. And so they've left everything here, and it's hard. Here, the card tells me that they're preparing to do it. They haven't done it yet, but they need to do it, or they think they need to do it, and they're preparing to do it. And so that's what's happening here. And it looks like it's hard, like they don't want to. So it's not something they want to do. How this is in relation to whether that is your husband or your son, I can't tell. I'm not getting a clear picture on that. I can see, though, that whoever it is, and when they show me this card comes up when somebody has a tendency to shirk the responsibilities of their own life on other people. Now, I'm not saying that in a negative way, because there's lots of reasons people sometimes have to do that, whether they're having their own kinds of physical or mental problems, or whether they're just not old enough. I don't really know. But in any case, this card is crossing that card, touching it, which leads me to believe that the reason for this thinking that you have to go and wanting to leave has to do with the fact that just not meeting the expectations of other people, just not feeling confident about ourselves, about it. Just looks like this person could use a little bit more extra attention, some more nurturing, maybe some life goal counseling. I don't know if they're in school or not. Maybe a hobby, something that they can build their confidence. Because this tells me that they just don't feel like they do anything very well. And for that reason, they tend to not even want to try. And there's enough people around them who love them, who say, that's okay, I'll do it for you. And then, so this person may need a little bit of a push. That also happens sometimes when people are retiring. And I wanted to touch on that because when I saw this, I wasn't so sure that it's not a situation like with your husband. If he's if he's leaving a career that he's had for a long time, a lot of this would come up for that too, and a lot of the same feelings about people having to do stuff for you, and really, so that would make sense as well. Well, Crown 2. Crown 2 is, it looks like there may be some legal issues or some issues that are having to be resolved where an outside source is being called in to look at things and mediate, determine if somebody's being treated fairly. This is the Justice card, and this is a major arcana card, which tells me that this is kind of a life event. This is something that the person had to go through. And because I'm doing the reading for you, I have to assume that it's you. So this is something that is part of the person's soul contract that they made when they came here. So for some reason right now, I don't know whether you're actually involved in some type of a court or a mediation where you're having to prove that you want to stand on a certain position and have people either repay you some type of an injury, or whether you're defending that. But I do see that that's happening. The card is upright right now, which tells me that you're going to prevail. So if the card were upside down, then that would lead me to believe that possibly you would not be winning. But the card is upright, which means you're going to prevail in this case. So whatever it is, and it may not be something as major as, you actually being before a magistrate or a judge. It may be something else where you're Your case is being considered and you will prevail. You may have even filed an application for something and are waiting to be approved. This would show you, yes, it looks like they're going to consider everything and then you're going to be given a decision. And it looks like it's going to be granted in your favor. What's behind you? Behind you is the Knight of Cups, and it's reversed. Knights are, for me anyway, when Spirit and I talk, knights are usually individuals 40 or younger. And Cups is all about love. So this is kind of a Romeo type. He's very loving. He's not afraid to demonstrate his love, to speak words of love, and he's very huggy, touchy-feely. The card is reversed, which means he's away. So it would imagine, when I see this position, this card, it lets me think that when it sounds like in the past you lost this person, that they left you, and that maybe they had to go away because they moved away. Maybe they're left in your past. Maybe it was a relationship that didn't work out. In any case, there was something about the way you handled this person's exiting of your life that was important, and you're going to use that skill again, and that's why they've brought it up. I would imagine that losing someone that you've cared this much about was hard, and so there's something that Spirit wants you to know about how you handled that, and they want you to bring that forward, because it's very possible that you're going to be either using that skill for yourself, or you're going to be sharing it and teaching it to someone else who may need it. So this is a card that you might want to think about. A lot of times I find that people need to spend more time thinking about the past cards. So, okay, the subconscious and what's beneath you. Also a Knight. And this person, and this is below the surface. When I'm a psychology major, and I really put a lot of emphasis on the subconscious level thinking that we do. A lot of times people don't even realize that they do a level of subconscious thinking. And it's really kind of interesting, because if people realized how often they use misguided feelings and thoughts that actually turn around and then get in their own way, they would look harder at not doing that. And I'll give you an example of that. Let's just say, you get up in the morning and you go to have a cup of coffee and there's no milk. And of course that's frustrating for anybody who likes to have milk in their coffee or tea. If you find that you're overly upset about it, or like, I can't, really like frustrated beyond what should be for that type of a situation, chances are it has something to do with an old memory that's attached. Perhaps when you were growing up, there was a lot of children in the household, or maybe, you didn't have milk all the time, and so basically you're playing off now from something that's buried into your subconscious. In your reading, we have a Knight of Swords. Once again, Knights are, to me, individuals that are 40 or younger. Doesn't necessarily have to be a male, it could be a female, either one. This card is interchangeable. But with the Swords part, it tells me this is a person who speaks a lot, who says things. Swords is all about communication, and it's all about struggles and challenges. So I would imagine that this person is verbose, meaning they talk a lot. They like to get their message across with their mouth. And a lot of times they're argumentative, maybe a little bit hard to confront. They're also very determined, strong, sturdy people who can be very helpful. But when you're arguing with someone like this, they can cut with their tongue. They can say things that can be really hurtful and maybe a little hard to get over later. It's very possible that there are residual thoughts and feelings associated with this individual that somehow managed to seep. And at least right now, in your aura, that right now, this energy has seeped up. And you may be responding to other stimuli, like other people in your household or other people that you come in contact with, in ways that are really directed at this person. So anytime you're feeling like you're out of sorts and you're not really sure why, or you may want to examine some of those interactions and make sure that, what you're dealing with someone right now actually has to do with what's happening right now. And that it's not maybe, and a lot of times just a little bit of self-reflection. I really encourage people to journal and meditate daily, because I really think that it cleanses you. It really gets the stuff out. It puts things definitely into more clearer categories, and you can look at things and really get a better feeling on how you feel about some of the things that you've been through in your life. What's ahead of you? This is actually this is a good card, because this is the Two of Swords reverse, and what it's telling me is that when this card is in its upright position, this person is bound by an inability to choose. They're being held prisoner. They can't. Blindfolded, can't see the right way to go, and both of their hands just can't. I just can't decide. I'm so afraid I'm going to make the wrong decision. And this card is in your future, so it looks like you've come to finally a decision about something that's been holding you hostage and deciding for a very long time. This has to feel good. I mean, I don't know what it was that you were trying to decide about, but this has to feel good. Now, I have to somehow believe that it has something to do with what I'm already seeing on the table. But in any case, this is a good card, because anytime a decision is made and then there's movement, we're making progress, we're moving forward, and that's a good thing for us all the time. Okay, your attitude. Now, in my readings, your past card, which is, if you remember from your reading, we had the Cups, the Knight of Cups,